The Lion and the Three Bulls. Between the lion and the fox. On a calm summer evening, while the weather was fine and the moon was full in the middle of the sky, the family of Juha received a dear guest, Sheikh Noman. After a suitable welcome, the Sheikh asked Juha to narrate one of his wonderful stories. The youth Juwan and his sister Juhia sided with this wish and were eager to listen. Juha had nothing to do but obey, and he started narrating. He said, "Hundreds of years ago, a strong and aggressive lion lived in a forest. He was known as Abu Feras. There was also a cunning and clever fox in the same forest, known as Jackal. In the same forest, there were 3 big bulls. One was red, the second was black, and the third was white. The lion wanted to prey on these 3 bulls, but he couldn't do this while the 3 of them were together. He talked to his minister, the fox who was named Jackal. Jackal was clever and cunning. He had many tricks. He knew all the natural habits of other animals. He said to the lion, 'It is difficult to achieve your aim while they are united. You wouldn't succeed except if there is a conflict between them.' The lion thought of the idea of the fox and said, 'It is difficult to arouse a conflict between these 3 bulls. They are, as I know, harmonious, loving, and sympathetic.' Jackal said, 'There must be a conflict between them. Each of them won't support the others. By this, you can prey on each of them alone. The other 2 bulls wouldn't interfere or try to stop you.' The lion said, 'How can we do this?' The fox said, 'Leave this mission to me.' The lion said, 'You would deserve my thanks if you were successful.' The trick of the fox. The fox waited for a suitable chance to carry on his trick. He saw that the white bull was far from the 2 other bulls. Jackal hurried to the 2 bulls. He smiled and greeted them. Jackal started telling both bulls fine stories about his friend, the lion. He also told them that the lion was missing them and that he wanted to make friends with them. Both bulls were happy of these good feelings of the lion, and they said, 'We also have good feelings towards him. What keeps him away? Why didn't he come to greet us?' Jackal said, 'The white bull.' They wondered, 'What do you mean? Why is this hatred to our friend? He is the same as us.' Jackal pretended that he wondered and said, 'How do you say this? Don't you know that this white bull is a source of evil and problems in this forest?' The 2 bulls were surprised by these words. They asked the fox to be clearer and explain these mysterious puzzles. The fox continued, 'Colors of the lion. Me and you are close colors, but his color is clearly different. This means that he is strange. This white color made us clear day and night. This is dangerous. Our enemies can see us easily at any time. Hunters can catch any of us so easily, but black and red cannot be seen. Dense and tangled trees cover us easily.' The 2 bulls were worried. Terror and dread invaded their hearts. Both of them thought that Jackal was faithful. They asked, 'What's your advice to us? You are an honest advisor.' Jackal said, 'Leave it to the lion. He can deal with him. He could keep you safe from his evil.' The 2 bulls said, 'Okay, do whatever you want with your friend, the lion.' With the white bull. Jackal hurried to the white bull to talk to him. The white bull was astonished when he saw the fox coming. The fox smiled and greeted the white bull. Jackal had a long talk with the white bull. They talked about different matters. Then, Jackal started talking about the 2 other bulls. He warned the white bull against both of them. He also referred to their cunning and misdeeds. The white bull didn't understand these mysterious puzzles. He said, 'I couldn't believe a word. I lived for a long time with both of them, and found no cunning or misdeeds. How dare you say this?" Jackal said, "My faithfulness to you drove me not to hide their vileness. I was fortunate to be near them, and I overheard what they said about you. They didn't see me. I heard them talking about their evil will against you." The White Bull said sadly, "What did you know?" Jackal frowned, pretended pain and sadness, and said, "They were hateful and cunning towards you. They had a long talk about you. I listened to a short part of this talk, but it was enough to show their evil." The White Bull was deceived by what he heard. He believed that Jackal was telling him the truth. He asked Jackal to tell him what he heard. Jackal said, "I heard the Red Bull saying to the Black Bull, 'The White Bull, as you know, eats the double. He eats the same amount we both eat. If he remained with us, he would eat the rest of the whole forest, the best crops and fruit. We would look for something to eat and find nothing.' The Black Bull asked him, 'What can we do? How can we get rid of him?' The Red Bull replied, 'It is very easy. Tomorrow morning, we attack him before he gets up. We prey on him and get rid of his evil. We'll also save the forest, its trees, and its fruit. No one can share these with us.' The Black Bull said, 'This is the best solution.' By this, the cunning fox ended his lies. The White Bull was very sad. He believed what he heard. All signs of hatred, fear, and anger were clear on his face. He asked Jackal to give him advice. Jackal replied, 'You are fortunate. My lord, the lion admires you and your good behavior. He talked to me about you. He is eager to see you. He wants to meet you. He saw that you are much better than the two other bulls. I see you mustn't go back to your friends and take refuge in the lion's den. There, you would be safe from their evil. By sunset today, I'll be with my master, the lion. We'll meet you with the welcome and honor you deserve. The first prey.' Jackal hurried to the lion. He told him about his talks with the bulls. The lion was happy to hear this good news. He thanked his minister Jackal and praised his skills, his cleverness, and his cunning. At sunset, the time decided by Jackal has come. It is supposed that this is the time for the lion to meet the White Bull. The White Bull went to the lion's den. He felt safe. He wanted to thank the lion for his favor of protection, safety, and insurance. As soon as the lion saw the White Bull, he smiled and welcomed him. He showed him that he was very happy with this visit. It was a precious chance that the lion wouldn't lose. He was waiting for this chance impatiently. The strong lion jumped on the White Bull when he was helpless and waiting to greet the lion. The lion attacked the White Bull and killed him. Then he began to eat his flesh till he was full. With the Red Bull. Several days after this disaster, Jackal went to the two bulls. He found that the Red Bull was alone. He made use of this golden chance. Jackal went to the Red Bull. He talked to him with great kindness for a long time. Then he whispered, "Yesterday, I heard a strange talk that I couldn't keep it secret. You are a generous, dear friend." The bull asked, "Thank you, my dear friend, for this trust. Tell me about this talk. What did you hear? You are a good advisor. Your faithfulness is clear." Jackal pretended that he was sad and said, "Till yesterday, I was admiring you and your friend, the Black Bull. I saw that you were united friends. I thought that these feelings were true, but I was really wrong." The bull became sad, and he frowned when he heard these words. He said, "Don't keep a secret, please. What did you know about him?" Jackal said, "It was fortunate that I met your friend a few hours ago. He talked to me about evil, cunning, and hatred towards you." The Red Bull was scared and confused. He felt great pain after hearing these words, He asked Jackal to speak more clearly. Jackal said, "My faithfulness to you, admiration, and loyalty drove me to tell you the truth about your cunning friend. I had to tell you about his cunning thoughts and evil well. I met your friend an hour ago. I asked him about you, but he didn't reply. I repeated my question, but he gave me no reply. I was astonished, and I asked him, 'Why do you envy your friend, the Red Bull?' He hesitated and kept silent. I did my best to get a word of him. At last, I made sure that he decided to get rid of you, to have this forest for himself, without a partner. I asked the Black Bull, 'How could you do this?' He said, 'There was a rhinoceros in the forest, and the rhinoceros is the strongest animal. I would help him to prey on my friend. The forest will be mine.' The Red Bull was very sad and scared. He asked Jackal, 'What is your advice? What can I do?' Jackal replied, 'You are fortunate that the lion loves you and admires your behavior. I'll tell the lion about this matter. He can defend you.' The Red Bull thanked Jackal for his faithfulness, advice, and his loyalty. With the Black Bull, Jackal hurried to the Black Bull. He started with greetings and cordial words. They had a long talk about different matters. Then Jackal asked suddenly, 'How do you see your friend, the Red Bull?' The Black Bull wondered and replied, 'He is my best friend and is an example of a faithful friend. I'm lucky to have a friend like him.' Jackal interrupted him with a smile and said, 'This is just because you are generous and kind. These are your qualities, not his. My love for you and my pity drove me to tell you the truth.' The Black Bull asked, 'What do you mean? Tell me, my dear friend.' Jackal answered, 'Your thoughts about your friend are not true. If I would have met you yesterday, I would have believed you. But by chance, I discovered what was not expected. I met the Red Bull an hour ago and I asked him about you. He didn't reply. I repeated my question and asked if there was anything wrong. He said words that frightened me and I couldn't believe my ears. I know your good behavior and your kindness. I couldn't believe him. I'm so sorry, and I wonder about his treachery. How can a friend be so cunning to his innocent friend?' The Black Bull asked, 'I swear that you explain, and be clear. I'm impatient.' Jackal said, 'I had a long talk with your friend till he uncovered his cunning. He said, I'm tired of accompanying this bad friend. He eats too much food. I had a clever plan to get rid of him forever. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to the rhinoceros and ask him to kill my friend. When this is done, the forest would be mine.' The Black Bull said, 'He wanted the rhinoceros to kill me. The rhinoceros is very strong, and I couldn't defy him without the help of the Red Bull.' Jackal said, 'This is his plan to trap you.' The Black Bull asked, 'What is your advice to me? What can I do?' Jackal answered, pretending to be so earnest, 'Don't forget that the lion admires you as a friend. He also saw that you are kind and decent. He can protect you and care for you. No harm can happen to you while you are under his care. You can go to the den of the lion after an hour. I'll be there. I'll welcome you and arrange for your safety.' At the lion's den, Sheikh Noman, the youth Juwan, and his sister Juhia were listening to Juha. When he ended this part of the story, Juhia shouted, 'I'm sure that the Black Bull faced the same end as the White Bull.' Juhuan said, 'No doubt, you are right, my sister.' But their father said, 'You are right. His fortune with the lion was not better. As soon as the lion saw him, he jumped and preyed on him.' Sheikh Noman said, 'It is clear that Jackal was a liar and he deceived all bulls. Maybe there was no rhinoceros in the forest. Jackal was a creative writer of a fake story. This is just to have a good plan.' Juha said, 'You are right. The story of the rhinoceros was fake. Juha said, "What did the lion do with the Red Bull?" Juhuan replied, "The Red Bull had nothing to do. He lost both faithful friends. He couldn't resist the lion alone." Sheikh Noman said, "No doubt that the lion went to him and preyed on him. He met the same end as his two friends." Juha said, "The Red Bull noticed that the lion was about to prey on him. He shouted, 'I was eaten on the same day as the White Bull.'" Sheikh Noman said, "This is right. If the three bulls remained united, the lion wouldn't have eaten them. But the lion was clever to get them one by one after sending false news that separated them." Juha said, "This was the normal end." Juhia said, "How ugly are the traitors! Woe to everyone who is deceived by what they say or relied on their advice.